Okay. Right. Yes, sir, that'll be fine. You can move over. It may be easier for Crystal to move. She has wheels.
1490. The opinions expressed by our callers and guests do not necessarily reflect those of the management and staff of AM 1490 WHBB. And now, here's today's Viewpoint.
And good morning, and excuse me, welcome to the Friday morning Viewpoint for this Friday morning, January 16th, 2026. I'm your host, Randy Williams. 334-875-1490 and 1492 are the numbers to call when we open the phone lines. We're going to hold the calls for a little bit. As our guest this morning, always as a pleasure, Dr. David Scott, the superintendent of Selma City Schools, and Ms. Crystal Dozier, the principal of Edgewood Elementary School. Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing fine. I tell you, it's always a pleasure. Is this our first? This is the first show for the year, isn't it? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And yeah, in fact, I think the last time I saw you, you had on a Santa Claus hat. Now, you know, everybody can't pull that off, but it just fit right in with you. I don't know what that was. It really did. Yeah. And Ms. Dozier, Happy New Year to you as well. How long have you been principal over at Edgewood?
2 years.
It's been 2 years. I was wondering, you know, I don't know how I missed that. How's it been going?
Going great.
Good. Well, we're going to get into to all of that. Let's start with a few things, though. Dr. Scott, what's happening with the merger between Payne and Clark Elementary School?
At our last board meeting, I made the recommendation to combine Clark and Payne, and the board approved that. And so I had met with the community several times beforehand, talking about the data, looking at through our town hall meetings, looking at both schools, enrollment for the district, and also those schools as well. And then the community had a chance to give some feedback through some surveys in terms of some recommendations and some ideas to help me in making my decision in terms of what to recommend to the board. And the overwhelming result of those surveys were in support of combining Clark and Payne Elementary.
Wow.
I shared with them just the data, kind of what the trend has been over the past few years. And of course, those are our two smallest schools in Selma City Schools. And so over the past few years with the decline in enrollment, you know, we need to make a decision about those schools and being good stewards. And then what also went into that, of course, was our school of discovery, being a grade 5 and 6. And so that would pull our 5th and 6th grade graders from the elementary schools, which of course impacts the size as well. So I'll be meeting with these next few weeks. I'll be meeting with the staff at Clark and Payne, answering questions they may have and talking about the process. And then I have another community meeting in February with the parents just answering the questions they may have. And then we'll share the process about what it would look like moving forward.
So have you decided which location will be the school that will hold both?
We're looking at that right now and looking at the structure, looking at those different type of things. Right now, we're leaning toward Payne because Clark has a smaller enrollment. So technically, because Clark has a smaller enrollment, that school would be the one that would be closing per se. But we also know the significance of
both of them are historic,
yes,
you know, sites and historic schools. That had to be a tough decision.
It's never easy to make a decision like that, but we're also trying to see how can we preserve the historical significance of the school as well. So those are things we'll be talking about these next few weeks as well.
So once one of them is, well, it sounds like it may very well be Clark, but when the building becomes vacant, has any thought gone into what and how it would be used afterwards?
That's what we'll be looking at these next few weeks because the board expressed that question and concern as well. What do we do with the building as well as the community? So we'll look at some different things, some different options that we can look at and hopefully can come up with something. Again, the main thing is to preserve this significance of the building and what it means to the Selma community.
You know, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but Clark was the first school that R.B. Hudson was the principal of, and a lot of people don't realize that during his time, Selma was considered a mecca for education for Black America, not at Black Alabama or the Black Belt, but for the United States of America. Selma was considered a mecca of education. You had R.B. Hudson, and you also Payne was the launching pad for the college in Birmingham now, and then we also had Alabama Lutheran, was another Black college. Selma University was one of the first. So we had three universities in Selma, Alabama at the turn of the century. That's unprecedented. So Selma has always been a community that has embraced education. And so we know that illiteracy is unacceptable. You know what I mean? And so you're right on time, with your credentials and your concerns. And I understand you have a pretty good vision for the city. How's that going?
It's going well. We want to operate in a spirit of excellence, making sure that what we do is very purposeful and meaningful. And so it doesn't mean we're perfect, though. It means that we do take ownership of the things that we're doing. We take accountability with transparency. So that's part of what we've been doing since I've been here, is having, the transparency and making sure that everybody knows kind of what we're doing in Selma City Schools, the good, the bad, and the ugly as well, because it all makes up what we do. But that's how we earn trust and build relationships by letting everybody know kind of where we are and where we're going with things. And moving forward in terms of the future of those schools, we always gauge and get input from the community. So I hope that nobody will say that they don't know what's going on, because we try to come to your show. We have our town hall meetings, trying to be transparent with that. So we'll also solicit ideas from the community about what are some things we can look at to do to preserve the history of
In fact, earlier this month, Lydia Chapman came on, and we were talking about some things that were happening in other school systems. She mentioned the Tuscaloosa school system. I think she said they have a food pantry and a clothing closet, and some other services that they provide for their students and families. And I said, well, Tuscaloosa, that you just came from Tuscaloosa, so you ought to be kind of familiar with that, huh?
Yes, and we have some great things going on here in Selma as well. Resources for our parents. We have, so we have those things. We just want to make sure we communicate that, and our parents know what those different resources are and what's available to them.
What about the bus, the Parent University bus? Is that being utilized? What's happening with that?
We hope to utilize it more. It was in the parade, the Christmas parade, and so we hope to utilize it more to really make sure that we're meeting our parents where they are. And so that's one of the resources that we can definitely make sure we get back active again.
Okay, we need to switch gears here for just a moment. Our guest this morning, Dr. David Scott, the principal, the superintendent of Selma City Schools, and we've got the principal of Edgewood Elementary, Ms. Crystal Dozier. We're going to get right back to this in just a moment. But first, let's go down the street to Cornerstone. Jewel, is that you?
Glad to hear you. I've been off the radio a couple of weeks. I had that flu, but I hope that you've been well. And I am all about the superintendent and principals because I'm all about education. That's the best thing. And just want to tell people that we need some houses to sell. We're selling everything. I tried to show somebody yesterday. It was already under contract, it already had somebody who was looking at it, somebody was getting ready to move in. So we do need some things to sell. And if you need help, then you call Cornerstone. We are about helping people with all kinds of problems, we find good solutions. We work hard. We just, yesterday I had a reduction on my 210 Selma Avenue. The seller called and said, please reduce that house to $25,000. We need to get somebody living in that house. Folks, it doesn't leak. It's a neat little house. You can do a little cosmetic work to it, and for less than the price of a car, you could have call. We've got plenty of agents to help you. We are interested in Selma and making progress here. We're involved in a lot of stuff, so give us a call at 872-0441, and please say hello to your educators there.
Well, thank you so much. And know that the Lord has been good to me. He's been keeping me healthy. I'm not complaining. I can tell you that. I've been very fortunate. So what's that number again for people to call, and when can they call?
872-0441, or come by 519 Lauderdale Street. We've always got something going on in there.
Well, it's always a pleasure, Jules. Good to hear from you, and we look to talk to you sometime soon.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. That's Jules Williamson down at the Cornerstone Realty, right down the street from us here on Lauderdale Street. Our guest this morning, again, Dr. David Scott, the superintendent of Selma City Schools, not the principal of Selma City Schools. And we have the principal of Edgewood Elementary, Miss Crystal Dozier. Good morning, Miss Dozier. How are you?
Good morning, Randy. I'm fine. How about you?
I'm doing fine. And we know you're also a member of Historic Tabernacle Baptist Church. How's the church family over there doing?
Church family is going well. We've kicked off to a great start for the year, and we're going to make some waves here in our city.
Well, that's good. Glad to hear it. Now, so Edgewood, wow, that is really something, huh? What grades are at Edgewood?
Edgewood currently services pre-K through 6th grade.
Through 6.
415 students.
Oh, goodness. And so now when the School of Discovery comes in, is that going to change in terms of the grade level?
Yes, we'll go down to pre-K through 4th grade.
4?
However, we will still have over 300 students based on our current enrollment.
Wow. I understand you have several projects that you're working on at Edgewood, and I'm going to go through this list. The Little Free Library, what is that about?
So outside of our school, we have a little free library. It's just a little box filled with books. It's open to our community, to our students, to our families. They can drop off books, or they can just ride through and pick out a book and take it home. They don't even have to bring it back, just to build their own home library and just to promote literacy in our community with our students and our families.
Now, have you also worked with the Reading is Fundamental?
Not particularly with Reading is Fundamental. I am aware of it in our community and support it as well.
I think they did something similar this year with giving away free books. How long has this free library been open?
Free library has been at Edgewood now for 5 years.
It's been 5 years. What kind of participation?
It's great. We have community leaders who drop by, drop off books, and we house them in our school library. And when it gets low, we just go back out and refill it. So we're accepting donations from our community so we can give books not only to our children, but again, our adults as well.
And so it sounds then like there's an interest in reading.
It is. It is.
Well, that's good. What about the, I think you always forget the legal name for this new initiative where you have to be on a 3rd grade reading level?
Alabama Literacy Act.
Alabama Literacy. How are you guys doing with that?
So as far as the Alabama Literacy Act, all students have to be on 3rd grade reading level when they complete 3rd grade. So it's important that we promote literacy with our students, letting them know the foundation, building their vocabulary, helping with comprehension. So we start not in 3rd grade to make sure that happens. It actually starts in kindergarten, and we build on that. We identify those deficits that our children have, and we fill those in with interventions, offering after-school programs. Right now, currently, we have an academic after-school where we address those deficits with our students that we've identified to make sure that they're on grade level.
What about students that have problems at home? They've got domestic issues. The parents may have domestic issues, or they may be latchkey. Or they may not have enough food, or clothes. Do you have anything that addresses that?
What we do is we work closely with our central office and the resources that are provided through our homeless initiative, as well as through federal programs, to make sure that we can provide whatever is needed to those students. And then even at our school, we have clothes in our school where we've had people to donate that we're able to provide clothes and food as well. As a faculty, we make sure if there's a child that's in need, we address that. So our kids don't have to worry about that. So
I guess, I would imagine you have to be careful about how you go about getting that information, not to embarrass a child. I guess you have a method that you use.
Yes, we're very confidential things, and we make sure that parents are comfortable with what we provide to their child. So it's a communication, and it goes back to communicating with their parents and knowing the needs. And we have parents who actually come and express those needs. We're not intrusive with helping. We make sure that we follow all guidelines and procedures to make sure that we're in compliance.
Well, good. Okay, now robotics. What in the world? I mean, you and on the elementary. Well, see, I'm a big proponent of skill set and being able to have the proper skills to compete in this new global digital economy, and artificial intelligence is upon us, is on us. So what is the robotic program about?
So we have a robotics program. It's just about 8 kids who have signed up to be a part of our robotics. It's after school. They learn about coding. They use critical thinking. They actually build the robots and program them, and then use those skills that they have to actually compete in competitions throughout. We have one coming up next Saturday at Wallace Community College, and next week also at Hyundai. So we're excited about them participating in those.
Excellent, good. I'm glad to hear that. Parent engagement activities. What are you involved in?
It's important for us to build relationships with our parents, and so monthly we host parent engagement activities where our parents can come. Some schools do children and parents, but we found that our parents want an outlet where they can just woosah and relax. And so it's a little different, but we meet and we talk. I share updates from the school, but we also do a little arts and crafts, something that lets the parents feel a little relaxed. And so it's been great just building it up over the last 2 years to have the parents to know that they're in a safe space and they can share things with us. And that's how we get to know our parents and know their needs.
That's excellent. What about the parents with their PTO or PTA organizations? How's that
Our
going?
PTO has started out really great this year. We've restructured things, and so our officers are excited about providing resources and different things for our school. They're looking at different projects, such as a new PA system for our cafeteria and some bridge work. So they're really excited about raising funds, because that's what PTO does in order to support the school and just to show a little love for our teachers. So that's what PTO has been focusing on.
Now, I understand you also have an after-school math club.
Yes. So we focused a lot on reading with the Alabama Literacy Act, and now we have to shift our focus to math and build that up as well. So we have our 5th grade teacher along with our math coach who has started after school math club. Meet twice a month. The kids are excited. They keep it engaging. So it's really, really helping us to see our math data move as well.
Now, I know R.B. Hudson has STEAM, but you have STEM. And so I guess the only difference is the arts out of STEAM. But tell us about what you're doing with STEM in the academic after-school activities.
All right, so with the STEM activities, we actually partner with Dallas County System of Services to offer that program. And the students actually are involved in like 2 days of learning about the different programs that they're having. They build, they make things, and then they share them with people not only in Selma, but across the Black Belt. So there are other schools in the Black Belt, and so they're learning about science, technology, engineering, and math. And then we actually throw a little arts in there as well. So it's STEM, but it's STEM.
But it's also STEAM.
It's also STEM.
Well, I know Wallace Community College has that. They have a technology. What is that thing called?
It's like a technology bus or lab.
Yeah, Best Buy, right? Do you guys? Is it able to reach in elementary kids?
Yes. We haven't taken advantage of it, but we do know of its availability.
Okay. Now, J Love and Love Girls Mentoring Group. What is that?
So we have our young girls. J Love is our little girls, and J Love actually stands for Junior Ladies of Virtuous Elegance. And so, and Love, of course, Ladies of Virtual Elegance, was for the upper grade girls. But we focus with our girls, talking to them about hygiene, building their confidence, their self-esteem. So much is going on in the world. We have to make sure that we show and give them positive reinforcement and positive impact. So they meet monthly. We have guest speakers to come in and just try to motivate them to be uniquely themselves.
So you teach them about having some class and knowing what discretion means, etiquette, social etiquette, and table, etiquette. And so for those critics out there who say, women no longer can be socially etiquette. I mean, socially acceptable. They don't have any class anymore. They don't know how to learn that. This flies in the face of that.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
You have to start early, huh?
You do.
Oh,
And
goodness.
that's our job to groom our girls and to mold and shape them into the young ladies we want them to be in the future.
You know, and it's so wonderful. I see so many examples of young women from Selma who are on a national level, on a state level, regional level, who represent us well. And I can't say that about some other states, but I'm not going to get you guys into that this morning. Men in Motion. What's happening with the boys and the Men in Motion?
We can't just do it for the girls, we have to do it for the boys as well. So we have our men in our school who actually mentor our boys, and then we bring in men in the community, help them learn how to, tie a bow tie,
Mm-hmm.
actually how to shake someone's hand firm.
And win, huh?
Mm-hmm. And so it's exciting to have that impact on our young boys at such an impressionable age, especially with all of the things around our community that they could be involved in.
You're competing with a lot of social forces now. How do they respond? The young boys.
They love it. We have challenged them on Mondays to wear Man Up Mondays, to wear a shirt and tie.
Man up.
Man up on Monday. So it's. You have to do a little play on words to get them excited about things, but they're excited, and you can tell the ones who have the buy-in. And if they're boys who want to be a part and they don't have a tie, we have some extra ties at the school. We take donations, so we make it happen for them.
Somebody's been doing some real creative thinking. I'm glad to hear these are solutions. Not. I don't want to sit back and complain about what's not going on. You guys are implementing some solutions. Report card grade increase over the last 2 years.
Over the last 2 years, our report card grade has increased based on student achievement, student growth, and attendance. And so we started with a 64, and we went up to a 70, and this past year we went up to a 75. So we're excited about the growth and increase in our report card grade that we've seen, and we'll just continue to work forward and looking forward to an 80 next year.
It sounds like your students and parents are excited about coming to school, huh?
They are.
Well, that's good. Student of the month based on predetermined character education traits, and you reward them with lunch with the principal?
Yes. So monthly we share a character trait with our students. We have a student of the month wall where we display the pictures. But monthly we have announcements every day, and students lead the announcements, and they share what the character trait is for each month. And at the end of the month, the teacher picks one student out of her class who has displayed that particular character trait, and they get to eat lunch with me, and we have cupcakes and ice cream afterwards. So just exciting to.
Well, when I was in elementary school and we got with the principal, they usually meant trouble.
With me, it can be trouble.
It can.
But on this side.
There's another reason to sit with the principal, huh? That's positive, Music education on wheels. Now, what is that about?
So we've partnered with Music Education on Wheels with Terrence Baldwin out of Montgomery, and he comes in twice a week to offer music to our students. And it's the chance for us to be able to, again, integrate the arts into our school and to hone in on the talents of our students. We don't know what talents we have with some of our students. It's good for us to focus on our academics, but there are so many talented students and gifted students that we can actually lift them up and provide performances for them after they've worked with Mr. Baldwin.
What are they teaching basic music rudiments, in terms of the scale and all that, and what about instruments? What happens if they show an instrument?
We have drums as well, and keyboard as well. So it's been a great experience. This is our second year with Music Education on Wheels.
And Dr. Scott, how do you, with all of this, it sounds like the foundation is being laid for the students to be able to make a transition from school. When I was in Florida, I was on the first one of the first workforce development boards in the nation, and we had an initiative called School to Work. And it sounds like you laying the foundation early, for being able for these students to get the skill set that they need to be able to, if they would choose to locally and stay in Selma, stay home, the business community needs people with those skill sets. And we've got industry here, that needs to hire the workforce does this translate into that kind of a situation with the I guess partnerships, with the business community?
It does, and so the Meow program, which is of course, our music education, which came as a result of surveying.
Meow.
Yes,
I just noticed
that's
that.
an acronym for it. But it came out of as a result of surveying the needs and the wants of our students and our leaders as well. And so we start that foundation early. The challenge for us is that we have to continue that interest once they leave elementary school and get to our middle school and high school.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also a way to grow those programs. And so we have to partner with our community agencies in terms of coming in and really helping us to provide those different types of interests that our boys and girls have, to hopefully when they leave us, they are well-rounded in those skills, those soft skills that our agencies are looking for once they leave high school.
A couple of years ago, I had a client in West Pensacola. I think West Pensacola may be 40% African American, and it was one of the few communities I've been in within the last several years where everywhere I went, all the retail operations, the restaurants, fast food, full service, everybody had a smile on their face. Customer service, obviously, is something that they promoted, and they, were if somebody was intentional about, and it sounds like you're headed in that direction, because we have some serious customer service issues, with a lot of the establishments in Selma. And so I guess the only way I would think to correct it is to go, you got to start from scratch.
Right. We're all about building relationships. And so as we develop our strategic plan, we were very strategic in making sure that we invited different voices to the table. And as we looked at our core values and our beliefs, one of those is joy, and making sure that we as educators express and show the joy that we feel in coming to work every day, how that transfers over to our students and to our parents when they come inside the building, how they feel when they enter in. And so all those things are important in building those relationships and make sure that people know that we love the work that we do with our boys and girls every day.
Yeah, well, that's good. And I noticed too, though, a lot of the fast food restaurants are employing a lot of young people. It's a lot of teenagers now,
Yes.
And so work ethic, I guess that's really the best thing, the best place to learn. One of them is fast food industry, because you got to work hard.
Right. And one of the best ways to practice that is to get to school on time. Attendance matters.
Yes, sir.
And it's just something as simple.
It's all
as
time,
in class and school on time is a great segue into coming to work on time and all those different things, how we get along with each other. So we're really trying to look at those small things like that. The importance of just being on time for something can really speak volumes as it translates into the real world.
Now, I know Demopolis has this new program for the new school that's going up that's dealing with medicine and the medical profession. Do you have any kind of a relationship with their school system?
Yes. As a matter of fact, one of the directors in that program is a good friend of mine from Tuscaloosa. And so they've been here in Selma talking to potential students and parents that may take advantage of in terms of recruiting.
Good.
So, yes.
Yeah, I remember when they had the first community meeting was held in Selma. I was disappointed that it was only maybe 5 folks from the community, but they were 5 important people. So the quality was there, just the quantity wasn't. And I believe the founder of that at the time said that their goal was to have at least the first year 100 students from across the state. And one of them, the first student they had was from Tuscaloosa County. So hopefully we'll take advantage of that as well, And so that's a good thing. Tell you what, let's take this break. I do want to talk about the School of Discovery and see if we can get an update on what is happening with that. That is just that's my gosh. It looks like it's going to have all kinds of potential to do things. And so we'll be back with more after these messages.
For the showroom condition.
Yeah. I'm a thespian. I'm a 4 or 5-star thespian. So my knowledge of theater is thorough. And the the stage and auditorium at the School of Discovery is one of the rare jewels. It's hard to find, a theater like Selma High School used to have the same thing. Now it's got an up to date modern, but I'm talking about the old um, uh, theatrical principles. You completed what I believe they still have. I think they still got a catwalk, in top of the theater. So, I'm really really interested to see how they're going to make that. What they're going to do with the theater, but they kept everything basically in place, huh?
Yes, they're in the process now of working on that part of it. And I think the last phase will be the auditorium, the theater, and the cafeteria.
Wow. Yes. Phew. Well, I know. I have a lot of fond memories from the theater at Selma High and School of Discovery. In fact, um, a couple of years ago, I think we had the Alvin Ailey dance troupe came, and I had to help them with the lighting and the sound, but we also had to they required that you have they needed a dance floor, and the ballet a company of Montgomery loaned us their dance floor, and they brought it over and we put it down. And so, I hope that as they're planning, that they remember to invest in a dance floor just in case. Because Alvin Ellis, they would say, they would not perform without the proper flooring, because they could hurt themselves on the wrong kind of floor, you know. Yeah. All right.
To do your job. I have an excellent man to recommend. His name is Steve Johnson. He has done 2 homes for me, and I am well pleased with the results. Steve is a licensed contractor with many years of experience. He is very knowledgeable, honest, hardworking, and easy to get along with. He is fair in his pricing and takes great pride in his work.
Take down this phone number, 334-412-1939. Steve Johnson at Renovation Plus, licensed, bonded, and insured. Whether it's for the big game or the family get-together, Dave's Market would be glad to steam some delicious shrimp or other seafood available in the store, and vegetables too. If you haven't tried one of the rotisserie chickens at Dave's, pick up one. You will find it is fantastic. And now you can pick up delicious, hot, fresh Hunt Brothers pizza and wings. All this and more now at Dave's Market on Highway 22 in Valley Grant.
The last 30-second spot.
Journey is unique. No matter where life takes you, you deserve compassionate health care every step of the way. Vaughn OBGYN Associates will meet your unique health needs at each stage of your life. Time for your first mammogram, ready to start a family, or need postmenopausal care? Come see the Women's Health Team at Vaughn OBGYN Associates for services close to home. New patients welcome. Most insurance plans accepted, including Medicaid. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
1490, excuse me, WHBB. I do have one email that's come in. First of all, our guest this morning again, Dr. David Scott, the superintendent of Selma City Schools, and Miss Crystal Dozier, the principal of Edgewood Elementary School. I'm going to read the email so that word for word, so you can see what they're saying. All right. The state report card does not take into consideration the social emotional need of our students. I had an ex-higher upper education ask me, the parent bus, do you and your administration on the weekend sometimes go through the neighborhoods and get to know your scholars and family? Have you formed an advisory board to address the social emotional needs of our students? This board should be made up of ministers, social workers, mental health workers, education parents, and the coordination of the parents for the school system. Do you use your school resources officers to talk with the scholars about bullying, self-esteem, and conflict resolution, instead of bringing guest speakers to fall orientation, bring back some ex-students to speak with the staff. Relationships is the key to scholars learning. It's great to have a scholars board to meet with you, but please consider a parental advisory board with a parent from each school to help take a holistic approach. What's your response?
Yes. So some of those I want to respond to in terms of the advisory board. So as part of our strategic plan, we talk about involving our different stakeholders at different levels. And so in terms of the process of that, yes, I do plan to set up an advisory board of different stakeholders. The most recent advisory board I listened to and met with was some of our students at Selma High School and also at RB Hudson a few days ago, just to get some information on how things going throughout the school year, what is working, what's not working. And then the next step in that process is, again, to reach out to different other stakeholders as advisory, because, again, this is not a job that we can do by ourselves, and we need to hear the voices of the different people in our community. So that's going to be very crucial in terms of me making sure that, how we progressing through the things that we want in our strategic plan and involving others in that process. With our SROs, we're very fortunate to have SROs in our schools.
The school resource officers?
Our school resource officers, yes, in our schools. And as part of them being in our schools, it's part of our building relationships with our students as well, and making sure that we have those positive things going on. In terms of awareness, there is a program we hope to start next year with our SROs in terms of a structured program, in terms of talk with our students about safety, all these different types of things that they need to come in contact and be aware of. So a lot of what they mentioned are things that we have either in place now or looking to have in place in the future.
How's the bullying thing going in fighting? Are there as many fights as there have been in the past at Selma High? Do you know, or in the schools?
We're very fortunate to say that we've seen a decline in our discipline throughout the system, especially at Selma High School. I was over there the other day talking to Mr. Pritchett, and we still have things that we have to work through. It's not a perfect situation at all, but it's better than what we were, because the coaching climate is improving. We have staff and leadership that enjoys what they do and build great relationships with the students. And one of the things that came out of my meeting with the high school students the other day is that they spoke very highly of the staff at the school, the relationships. They know they have a staff that cares about them, and that makes a difference. And so things are moving in the right direction in all of our schools. And I just appreciate the work of our school leaders and their commitment to our boys and girls here in Salem City Schools.
The principal of do you have any idea who the next principal of the School of Discovery is going to be?
So we're in the process of vetting applicants, and we plan to do interviews the last week of January, first week of February, to make a recommendation at our February 10th board meeting. So we're excited about the applicants, and they look forward to choosing someone who can really come in and really
hit the road running.
Yes, it's good to discover that. We're excited about what's in store.
Now we were talking during the commercial break about the theater. That's just a wonderful. It's one of the most wonderful theaters you'll find anywhere, and so I'm glad that you decided to keep the theater. And so you said this is the last stage.
Yes. They pretty much have completed the main part of the building in terms of the classrooms, and the last phase is to work on the auditorium and the lunchroom. So the last part will be the lunchroom. So we're thinking maybe March or April, because there's some things got to make sure fits with the new equipment.
You must have something special planned for that lunchroom, for that cafeteria.
We're limited because of the space and what we're having to do with it. But because of that, we're having to make sure we preserve the current structure
and it complies with the code.
Yes, so that's kind of what we're working through right now.
Right. Well, it seems like that cafeteria. I've seen a lot of things done in that cafeteria. And so it was versatile from what I remember. Now, when did you become superintendent?
I officially became superintendent February the 11th of 2025 is when they voted on me to become superintendent. I started March of 2025, so almost a year.
So how's it going? What do you think?
It's going great. I really mean that. I really do sincerely. It has been a great year. I appreciate Selma Community for welcoming me with open arms. They've been complimentary. They've been ready to help out any way they can. And I just appreciate the love and the support that they have for Selma City Schools and all the great things that we have going on. And we have some great students in Selma City Schools, some great staff, great leaders. And this is, I wouldn't be anywhere else other than Selma City Schools.
Athletics, it seems like I've noticed that there've been a lot of athletes who've gotten scholarships to universities. And how's the athletic component going within the whole school system from K through 12?
We have some great athletes, who are committed to the sports that they love, and we have some great coaches as well. We have not won as many events as we had hoped to, but that does not stop the spirit of what our boys and girls come with every day and the work ethic that they put forth every day. And that goes to show that they're committed not just, for the here and now, but also for the future.
Well, what's amazing though is even in Selma, the football team has not had the same kind of winning record that it did years ago, and but it has not stopped talent scouts from coming into Selma and picking students from Selma.
Yes.
That amazes me. I mean, they must not be looking at who's the state champion. They're looking at the quality of the athletes. So we must be producing some pretty good athletes.
We are.
We are.
Let's
see, and the same thing with our females. We know the female basketball teams have been excellent, and so the recruitment. What about the choir though? I miss the choir. We used to have a dynamic. They were getting scholarships all over the nation. People were coming in to give people that were in the Selma High School choir. Does there a choir?
Yes, we do. We have a choir at the high school and also at the middle school. And that's part of rebuilding and kind of getting things back to where they once were. And we're hoping that by the programs that we implement in the elementary schools with our Meow program and also with our School Discovery, that we can have excitement back in those programs that we build as they matriculate up to the middle school and the high school.
That sounds good. There's hope, folks.
Yes.
What I hear is hope.
Yes.
Viewpoint. We do have a caller. Viewpoint, you're on the air.
Because we do have a challenge about also. But Randy, we have always had some wonderful children to come from Selma. We can't help but be proud of these two fine and dressed people that I'm watching on the screen, because I'm glad I turned it on the screen, because I know Dr. Scott always have himself so immaculate and so fine and so coordinated. But Crystal, I've known her all her life to be the same kind of person. I haven't said all that I get on, and my comment, all of the things that they're saying that's going on in the school system lately is actually happening. And I'm proud of what children are creating, because they have been patient with my own grandchildren, because I have had some stubborn grandchildren from time to time, and I appreciate them for all that they are doing. Thank you all.
Thank you for calling 875-1490 and 1492. We got about 10 minutes left or so, and they may not stay for the full 10 minutes left. These are busy people, but as a side note, Ms. Brenda Tuck has been the not executive director. She's now the head person at the Selma Dallas County Chamber of Commerce and Tourism, and I don't think there could be a better choice anywhere in the state of Alabama. She is a dynamic, wonderful. I know I've met her on several occasions, and I know that she knows what she's doing. And so, have you had an opportunity to meet with Ms. Tuck yet?
Not yet.
Well, you're in for a treat, and I'm sure that being able to get on the same page again with our local Chamber of Commerce and the school system, I'm sure that is something that would just fit right in with what you're doing. Is what it sounds like, and it sounds like you have fit in. And I haven't heard anything negative about Edgewood. Now, in Selma, people ask me about feedback sometimes. If I don't hear anything negative, that tells me everything I need to know. So you must be doing something right, Miss Dozier.
We're working.
Yeah.
We're working. It's always a work in progress, Randy. There's always room for improvement. Whatever you do, you have to be creative. You have to really, really listen to your children, listen to your parents, and follow those directions from our central office. But we haven't had any problems. One program I did not highlight that I do want to mention, because you mentioned athletics. So we have Girls on the Run.
Girls on the Run.
So Girls on the Run started at Edgewood about 4 years ago, with someone just coming in, pitching the idea, and we are in our 4th year doing 2 seasons. So each year they have 2 seasons, a fall season and a spring season. Our girls train for 8 weeks, and then they participate in a 5K.
Is it track?
It's not track.
No?
No, it's a program that's designed to build the confidence of our young ladies, talking to them about healthy habits, but also in the process, they're training for a 5K. RB Hudson also has a team right now. Edgewood is the only elementary school, but we're excited that we travel to Montgomery. Our girls actually participate in a 5K. So we're excited to continue to do that. And there is another elementary school that is going to come on soon. So building athletics in our elementary school as well. So I'm challenging to find some men so we can do something similar with our boys. It's called Let Me Run. So I need some coaches. I need some men that can volunteer twice a week to make it happen, because those programs are after school and they are coached by volunteer coaches.
That sounds pretty good. So it sounds like you got a lot. Speaking of track, how are we? Track and wrestling. Is there an active track and wrestling component?
It is. We do have an active track team that's gearing up to compete, and then also our wrestling team is already up and running. They had a competition, I believe, this past weekend. So and we're excited also to add swimming to the mix. Coming up, we do have a swimming coach.
Is there a swimming pool somewhere?
Well, we're going to be in partnership with the YMCA to use their facility.
That makes sense.
With that, so we're excited about the different opportunities our boys and girls have in Selma City schools.
Oh goodness! Well, yeah, folks, we can't get any better than what I'm hearing. This is good stuff, and so I'm glad to hear that we. Oh, what about and I know the future business leaders of America. They've been pretty consistent, consistently been winning awards on a national level. Huh?
They compete. Great CT programs at Selma High School all the way around. Great staff there as well. And so we have boys and girls who really represent Selma well. They really do.
Now, I guess the farming, as the agricultural aspect, are you networking with the Extension Service? Or
we have some things that that we're trying to put in place. Our CT director, Dr. Bissou, she recently left us and she works in Montgomery now. So we're in the process of finding a replacement for her. But in the process of doing that, we want to make sure that we keep those partnerships and open and kind of look at what can we do to expand our programs for Selma High School.
You lost another jewel last year, Dr. William Powell, but he's with the state now, huh?
He is.
Yeah, so that should help Selma. They have people in those offices,
They still stay connected. Dr. Powell and I went to undergrad school together at West Alabama.
What do you know? That's interesting. That's good. And I understand I think you have a new hire in the human resources department.
Yeah, so Miss Ophelia Thrash, she was our director of elementary. She's now our director of human resources.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that. She'll still be working in both as we transition, but great to have her working in human resources now.
Well, it's a pleasure having you guys this morning as a part of your effort to be transparent. And we do have we got a pretty good audience and a diverse audience, and we like to be kept abreast, and that helps with in the court of public opinion. You never know when that's going to kick in when you need it. So keep up the good work, Dr. Scott and Ms. Dozier. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like? And Ms. Milledge, the silent voice in the room is the PR person. I think community engagement is the proper title, Miss Cynthia Miller. She's in here with us this morning as well. You guys keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to say before we let you go?
Just a couple of things.
Go ahead.
In terms as we transition, into our school discovery and also the decision about Clark and Payne, I will have another community meeting on February the 24th at 5 o'clock. It'll be at Clark. And so I would invite, the community to come out. We'll talk about what that transition will look like. So I'm hoping the parents are there to kind of hear what those next steps are, and then also allow me to answer any questions they may have in the process.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and this morning at 10 o'clock, what in the world is going on this morning at Selma High?
So the couple of things we have, of course, the WFSA.
The Day of Action.
Day of Action. Then we also have a program with our seniors who are early completers. That's going to be this morning at I believe 9:30 at Selma High School. So we have a group of young men and women who have completed their requirements for graduation, but they will still be doing enrollment, co-op, different things this spring semester. So they've done a great job in completing those requirements early.
Oh yeah, and I guess the dual enrollment program, I understand across the state, Alabama has a pretty active dual enrollment participation rate. Mm-hmm. And we're right in there with them, huh?
Yes. So we appreciate the partnership with Wallace in those efforts for Salmon City Schools.
Yes, sir. Okay. Well, thank you so much. We look forward to you coming back in next month.
Yes, sir.
And we want to make sure we remind folks about that community meeting forum that you're having. Yes. Okay, we're going to take this last break, and we're going to let our guests leave the studio as we transition for the next hour. I'll be back with more after this. Okay, well, thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I sure appreciate it. There was something I needed to make sure. There was something you mentioned. I want to make sure I've got. I'll have to go back through it. But there was something you said that was coming up. Is it soon? You got something coming up on a Sunday or a Saturday or weekend?
Go back and listen to the broadcast.
I will. Yeah, I will. Okay, your email. Let me make sure I have your email.
Okay. I get to Crystal.Dozier at Selma City Schools.
At Selma City Schools. Okay. All right. That's fine. Yep. Okay.
You have to share anything that I have, any flyers or anything.
Yeah,
coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Randy, I'm going to send you that flyer about the community meeting, and then I'm going to send you a flyer about another event that we're having.
Okay.
It's going to be centered around heart awareness.
That's fine.
In this next month as well.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
You have a great weekend.
You do the same. Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna come over to I'll be over at the school the Day of Action.
Day of Action.
I'm coming through for a few minutes.
Go by there first, and then I'm going to the our seniors graduation.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
You guys have a good day. Yep.
Great weekend.
Yep. You too.
Located in downtown Selma. 14 Florence Street. Stop by and see us or give us a call at 872-2337 or check us out on our website at reliablegmc.com.
WHBB Viewpoint, you're on the air. Okay, let's see here. Let's get ready for this last narrative. Mm-hmm.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening on this Friday. Authorities confirmed the boat was found in the case of a missing boater out of Watauga County, but still no sign of the actual boater. Authorities say that James Dawkins took his boat in the Alabama River last Saturday morning, right before severe weather rolled through. The boat was found Wednesday, 90 miles away in Dallas County. Still no sign of the man's body. Monday is MLK Day, and to honor the civil rights icon, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the city of Montgomery will host several events where he lives,
Yes,
works,
sir.
and preached, including the annual
Yes, sir.
MLK Parade on Monday morning. It will roll up historic Dexter Avenue right by Dr. King's Church. That parade is set to start at 10 a.m. And today is our 2026 Selma Day of Action.
Let me talk
Over
to you
80
about it
vendors
later. I
will
got
be on hand to speak with
some more
you at
guests
the
that
free
just came in the
community
studio.
resource fair. It's happening
All
today
right,
at
I'll
Selma
talk to
High
you later.
School
Yep.
from 10 to 2. I'm Jasmine
I got
Williams.
it on my mind.
Headline.
1490 WSBB Selma. Let's get ready for Fox News. I'll see you on the other side of the news. It's 9 o'clock.
From opposition leader to elected leader.
Gentlemen.
I'm
Good
Dave
morning,
Anthony.
good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I will be.
We're on,
When the right time.
we're not on the radio, but we are on Facebook.
That's what Maria
I mean,
Karina
YouTube.
Machado predicted during Fox's Rachel Campos Duffy after meeting at the White
Man,
House.
how's it going?
Oh, we're not complaining, man. It's good. God is good.
How things shaping up for Monday?
Well, it's looking good. It's looking good. We got everything in place so far.
Yeah.
We got everything in place. We got
That's
it with
the
the
thing.
city.
Yeah.
Our commitment with the city is all right. We got the place reserved. We got our permit. That's the main thing. We got our permit. And we got a call from. Just a minute.
Go ahead.
Yes, good morning. Well, to be on the radio right now, you had to call me back from WHBB. You can't be two places at one time. You missed you yesterday. Then we had a thing in Montgomery.
Oh, yeah.
A big thing going on in Montgomery
What
State
did they-
Capitol.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
And I see there's another group coming in here too, Hood. And I don't know when they're going to. I think they're going to be here sometime today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Today it must be the day that they're coming through.
Yeah, I think I see that too here.
But they just sent it to me yesterday afternoon.
Okay.
You know, so they waited too late for me to really do anything hard
Yeah.
with it. You know.
Well, this is the thing that I was talking about last time. I was here, wanted to do this on the paper, local paper here. This is what I got with Brenda Ward with 11 years ago, whatever time ago. We did this together.
Mm-hmm.
This is her son who had got shot and killed.
Well, I told you Selma Post Herald would do it.
Okay.
And selmapostherald.com, we'll do it. I've been
Okay.
trying to get that book from you for how long now?
Well, what happened? We're gonna get with that book anyway. This right here, she got this idea from Wayne Williams, 8081.
Oh yeah, from Atlanta.
Atlanta Journal.
Yeah.
They had all these pictures. They had like 20-something pictures.
But you know, you have to know how to do that though, because
Yeah.
you don't want to offend.
Yeah, right. See,
the
that was my
parents
thing.
and
See,
the
that was my
families,
main
you
thing.
know.
See,
And not to really bring back too bad of a memory.
memory.
You know,
And then you take people might want to sue you. You got to.
well, you got to be careful
legal,
about how
right.
you do it. That's right, legally. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
Because when I mentioned it to the young lady, she said the same thing.
Right.
But what we were going to do, we were going to blacken the faces.
Oh, you weren't gonna put the? Oh yeah. Well, as a silhouette type thing.
Well, you get the average person will get the picture of what you're saying, get the understanding.
Right.
You know, that it's a person.
No, I got you, but you wouldn't show exactly who it was.
Actual face, because you know.
Well, you may have some legal issues. That's
Yeah,
true.
you got some feedback.
And you never know who's out there trying to,
Yeah.
do whatever they do.
Well, they both like they did some people to for the family.
Well, they probably got the
They probably got the approval.
They got approval,
They probably got something
Yeah.
signed on.
legally too, but the paperwork.
But it complicates things.
Yeah.
It slows me down as a publisher.
You sure my son bring me back?
Yeah, and all that kind of
And
stuff.
I'm gonna sue him.
I had a situation though. I won't be going into details, but there was a funeral of a local law enforcement official,
Yeah.
and one of his relatives did not want him to have any publicity.
Yeah.
It could have been something they may have had a problem with each other when he was alive.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that person was really she showed her butt. And so I said, you know what? That's all right. I won't even deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, I left that portion out.
Yeah.
You know, but it was something that would have served the community.
Right.
You know, but you know how we are. We can be irate for no reason sometimes. Mm-hmm.
That's the Lord.
Okay, all right, here we're getting ready to go.
Well, I got Dr. Nathan Knight called me yesterday. In fact, they had to send him a second letter of invitation
because he wanted, these people are very he
Particular.
wanted his wife and then some other people to come in with him. So I had to email him a second letter. They operate. I sent him this letter here. A letter of invitation. He said they got owned a couple properties here, and they want to donate those properties because they want to move on. So somewhere down by the cemetery. He's coming with a bus.
Move your chair over because you got wheels on your chair, so that y'all can be closer.
Okay.
1490 WHBB. Good morning and welcome into the second and final hour of the Friday morning Viewpoint. And we have as our guest this hour, Reverend Michael Bowen and Brother Muhammad from the Safe Haven Center. And of course, first of all, let me say good morning, brothers. How are you?
Oh, we are
Blessed.
blessed to be here
on this cold morning, huh?
Yes, exactly.
And so, what you got coming up on Monday on this Martin Luther King?
Monday again, we this is our 26th anniversary of Stop the Violence rally. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, March and Caravan, Monday, January the 19th, 2026, from Brown Chapel to the Edmund Pettus Bridge. And I spoke with some police department, traffic department, I should say, and they want us to be precise about our timing. So what we're saying to our people that's going to be there, you plan to be in this march with us, let us be there at least by 11:30, because you want us to start moving out at 12 o'clock.
At 12 o'clock, right.
At 12 o'clock, we start moving.
You can't be going an hour later and expect the
exactly.
police to stay there an hour.
Exactly.
Plus the traffic issues and all of that.
Right. So we remind you, if you're being a part of this march, to try to be there at least by 11:15, 11:30, so we can get into formation.
Yeah.
And because there's others that's coming from out of town that's going to be there, plan to be
So
there.
how do you handle doing a caravan with cars and people walking? Who goes front and back, and how do you do that?
We are the ones that lead it down. We the marchers.
Okay, so the cars will be behind you.
The cars will be behind us. Yes,
right.
sir. Yes, sir. We be ahead with our banners and, our shirts, our sweatshirts, and what have you.
Now, the temperature on Monday, I think, is going to be in the 50s.
Exactly.
So it shouldn't be bitterly cold, huh?
No. Last year it was in the 20s.
What kind of participation did you have?
Well, that's basically for right now. We're expecting some good weather. If you're in the 50s this time of year,
you're doing pretty good, huh?
Yeah, we love it at that time.
But even in the 20s, y'all probate judge Jimmy Nunn showed up in the 20s, huh?
Yes. Oh, we got to give a shout out to him. He's been with us for several years.
Yeah.
He
always shows up.
He's always on board. We can give a shout out while we're giving a shout out to our own Circuit Court Judge Collins Betway. We just appreciate him, appreciate the work he's doing, and he's a very good supporter of us too.
Well, you've got a lot of good support. What's going to happen? Do you have a program laid out?
We have a program laid out, and once we get to the foot of the bridge, of course, we got our band coming, the Cool Water Band, and they're pretty good. And we have young ladies coming with the Negro National Anthem, open up the show, and she's very well known here. Our own circuit clerk.
Okay,
she's
good.
Coming.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well,
exactly.
you can't get any better than that.
A few times for us. Right. So we're looking forward to that fellowship, and of course, Dr. Nathan Knight, who I keep saying all the time, been with Dr. King, somebody I've been knowing for since I've been doing this march. Met in Atlanta, Georgia. He's been with Dr. King 11 years old. He's coming. Call me back again. That's invitation right there. Called me back again and said that he's coming with a busload of people from Atlanta.
Oh, good.
So we're looking forward to seeing him here on Monday.
Well, that sounds exciting. And so now, other than the guest speaker, what else do you have planned?
I have this Ann Billingsley, the author, songwriter, that's coming from the book "Don't Be Caught in the Spider Web of Prison." The young lady, I think she's been
on Viewpoint, right?
Yes, exactly.
She's got an excellent program. Yeah,
and she's coming right. And we got Dr. Winfrey is coming, all the way from Birmingham, on the other side of Birmingham. We got some other people. It's going to be here live with us. We're expecting a motorcycle club from Wilcox County, and Deputy Clarence Michelle. They have been here before, but they've been across the river.
Right.
We had that here across the river. You know, that's the only time he gets to cross the river.
Okay.
Because they had situations going on over there, if you remember.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well.
Yeah, that was Sister Brenda Page's son.
Yeah.
That was a march that we did.
And she's passed away, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I was sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, exactly. We you know, Randy, we got to be more persistent. That's not the word, but we got to really come out and support, because what happens, people get tired of, well, you know, I don't want to go. It brings back memory. But see, what's happening, what we're doing, we could conquer this, I call them a demon of gun violence. If we come together, we assemble ourselves together. That's what they did, whether it was in Atlanta, whether it was in Birmingham, whether it was in Chicago. That's what the people did. They came out and showed their support, showed their concern. So I'm saying? And so
so you think it's important for people to participate?
Exactly.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, when I look around and see, Minneapolis, and really, the more I think about it, in looking at the way what's happening in Minneapolis right now, the anarchists and Antifa, it looks like they've left Portland and have moved to Minneapolis. These are the same folk.
Right.
But they obviously think it's important to turn out. Although they like to do night marches and throw fire bombs and that just violent things, a little different, you know. But my point is, you know, it seems like people that do the wrong thing, they can always get together.
Well, what's the population of Indianapolis?
I don't know. I forgot. But you know, it's millions, though. Yeah, it's a pretty decent sized city.
Okay, do the math with this very quickly. We talking about 15 murders last year, gun violence.
Right.
On what's the population of Selma?
Yeah, we're under 11,000. We're about 17,000, 18,000 now
altogether.
Right.
Okay. We multiply that times 15.
Right.
Or minus 15.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, we way up there, man. We way up there. You know?
No, you're saying proportionally.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
You know, some of the negative narratives that have been that have come out on us suggest or imply, and some of them just state that we're like the most violent city in America.
Right.
Proportionally.
Right.
You know, I don't think that it's that bad.
Well, my friend that the late A.J. White gentleman was a police officer in chief of police in Atlanta, Georgia. He came around for a while. If you met him, 6 feet 4 inches tall, you know, whatever. And he passed a couple of years ago. And he said he would travel and went somewhere outside of Birmingham.
Right.
And he's made a stop to get gas at the filling station. He found out that they were the #1 crime capital in the state of Alabama.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And they had less people than we did here.
Wow.
But Selma was #2 at the time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so we could do better.
You remind me. I met a gentleman. I think it was the 50th anniversary of Bloody Sunday.
Yeah.
In 2015.
Yeah.
And he came that Saturday, and he was law enforcement. He was the first black policeman in Connecticut.
Right.
And he was 6 foot something.
Yeah.
You know, probably naturally he was retired.
Right.
You know, but we were talking about the difference in the philosophy of law enforcement then and now. And he was talking about before community policing. Well, it was a similar concept in terms of the beat patrol.
Right.
But he was saying that during that time, when he started back in the 50s, that the whole principle behind law enforcement then was intimidation.
Right.
That's why they were so big.
Right.
They wanted people that were tall and big.
To look up at.
Yeah, they're gonna make you're gonna do the right thing out of being intimidated.
You gotta be 6 feet 4 to take the test.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, but then we talked about how it had evolved from that kind of a situation to community policing and developing relationships.
Right.
You know, so I don't know. Sometimes I think you have to do a little bit of both.
Yeah.
With the way some of these guys are acting, man, I don't know what is wrong with us. You know, I don't know.
We old concept, myself and Brother Muhammad, to send a message out that, you know, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I mean, you know, Selma's a little small place, you know. And to lose 15 people in spite of a space of 1 year. I remember when the late mayor was here, Mayor Evans, I remember he used to call me sometime. He did it, you know, several times. And when there was a situation, you know,
when somebody was shot, right?
Exactly. And going into a house where this young lady, I say young lady, She was a middle-aged woman, just lost her son. In fact, this situation happened on Church Avenue, and she had just lost her son, and we got there before the message got to her. We beat the messenger who the
Wow. Wow.
Oh man.
Well, you know, I remember several events. I remember when City Council and former City Council President Corey Bowie was City Council President. There were several candlelight vigils, you know, with victims of gun violence and the young lady from Selma High School that was killed. And so, you know, it's been a lot of efforts over the last several years of trying to get people to do the right thing. And be civil. You know, we can do better. We don't have to.
Well, you know, we not our mayor now. I do believe the mayor's going to do a tremendous job. I believe he's a community person.
Certainly.
You know, I've worked with him in the past, not lengthy, but briefly. But I see the spirit in him to do what's, you know, what's
to do the right thing. You know?
But I was just speaking on Mayor Evans. You know, that's what we'll do. We'll go places, you know, together and visit and console the families that just lost a loved one. You know?
Well, Mayor Moss has been pretty visible so far, but now I've noticed Mayor Reed in Montgomery. I mean, when there's a shooting or when a victim dies from gun violence, it's very seldom you don't hear him speak out. And either expresses condolences or say something to the community. And I think that it's important that people understand that when people at the top, you know, are concerned, it can filter down.
I think he was very visible during the situation at Alabama State. You know, he was very visible and spoke out pretty much on that weekend that what transpired.
Oh my Lord, you're talking about that mass shooting. That was terrible. You know?
Situations like that. We say it all the time. You know, it makes a difference when we do it collectively.
Right.
We can't do this, but just walking down the street.
Right.
We got to come together collectively and send the message out. We the community. We're not going to.
Well, and that's the other thing I keep in mind. Selma, we may be a small little town in terms of population, but we are known around the world. This is an international city.
Exactly.
You know, and we need to act like it.
Any given day, we got 4 or 5 buses coming all the way almost from Canada. Just about any given day.
And it's continuing to increase. It doesn't matter how cold or how hot. It can be raining, you know, and they still come.
I see my buddy, Mr. Terry Chestnut. I see him mighty busy.
I see black and white. I see old and young.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? All kinds of folks. So we have a responsibility, but the good news is that we also have some influence.
Exactly.
You know, and we can influence the court of public opinion through our actions. And that's why it's important that we keep this. We got to keep this violence at a minimum.
Right.
I think what you say about the brother in Montgomery, I looked at it when I saw the thing coming at him, and I said, because I dealt with Montgomery to some degree. I tried to look at it and see, was it just political or whatever like that.
Right.
I said, well, he's being real, you know. So what I'm saying for Selma, where I was born here, I think that we got to start doing that too. And we talked about the still got my stroke. The other brother,
the sheriff,
from Jam. How he dealt with the matter. I mean, he dealt with it like that too. But so what I'm saying, we got to start dealing with things like that here. Like they're our whole people of community.
Well, you see, the thing that they do different in Montgomery, and which we need to really wrap our heads around, and especially with Mayor Reed and Cunningham, they were groomed for power. Now, somebody may be offended by me saying that, but you don't just step up into a position of power and not know what in the heck you're doing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because what happens is you end up with potholes in the street, a crumbling infrastructure, a crime going through the roof because you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
Mayor Reed in Montgomery, and largely due to his father, whether you like him or not, Joe Reed, Mayor Reed in Montgomery was groomed for power.
Yeah.
He's been around it all his life.
He's been around it all his life.
You know, he's been involved. You know, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And the sheriff of Montgomery County, the previous sheriff that had been there for decades, helped groom him for power and authority. and endorsed him.
Yes.
When they made the when he retired as sheriff, he made the endorsement, and now he's sheriff. But he was groomed for power.
Yes.
And we better learn how to do that.
Yeah.
You know.
So we elect people that know what they're doing.
So we know competence.
Exactly.
Exactly. None of who boyfriend and girlfriend you are.
He's a nice guy.
He beautiful,
she's all right.
beautiful smile. He dresses real good.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love that car.
Yeah.
You know, but he never mind. What kind of skill set does he have?
Exactly.
Well, he can't read, but he looks good. You know, so but I'm just saying, we got to
we can't do that again, like you said. I'm saying, even Selma or anywhere else. I'm saying, yes, people have done that in the past. Other people, we can't do that like other people.
We can't afford to do that.
We can't afford to.
We got people on the national level. They want to be rap artists.
Yeah.
not lawmakers or not just. I want to be a rap artist.
Yeah.
I'm going to get up here and rap. I'm going to make my money. I'm using forget about my people and forget about the laws that need to be made and the policies that need to be established to uproot this poverty and crime. I'm gonna make my dime. I'm gonna make it now.
The thing is, too, Randy, we gotta be concerned about our young people. There's nowhere in the world. I say it all the time. I'm not crazy about the courtroom. I had a job in New York City as a law enforcement officer. My job basically dealt with the courtroom.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, I dealt in the courtroom most of the time, and so I'm much familiar with the courtroom setting.
Right.
Okay, but we just can't lay back, and our young people is in the courthouse, and we nowhere to be seen.
Well, and the last time Attorney
especially as leaders, as community leaders.
The last time Attorney Salam was in a couple of weeks ago, he was talking about how full the courtrooms are every Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever day the city courts are.
The city courts.
It's ridiculous. And the kinds of, we're people are in court for arguing over boyfriends and girlfriends.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, money and drugs.
Yeah.
But it's more domestic than it is anything else.
And you know what happens with a domestic situation once it gets out of hand.
Right.
There's a gun involved.
Then you go to gun violence. So so for those of us who have decided that we're going to be limited in our communication skills, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to pull my gun out.
Right.
One of the worst things I've seen here recently was this thing in Birmingham where the girl got in a fight with her sister after a funeral. Yeah. And the girl accused her sister of being disrespectful to their mother.
Right.
And after they got into the argument, the girl allegedly goes and gets her gun, and she says, "Well, I'm going to my car to get my gun." Shoots into the apartment after doing the repast and kills her uncle and great uncle and wounds her sister. Just randomly shoots into the apartment.
Shoots up in the apartment.
Shoot. What is that?
Yeah.
That's no excuse for that.
It's ignorant and
ignorant.
Both of them.
And evil.
From a religious perspective.
That's right. Don't matter which religion you are.
I know you get my message.
Yeah.
All of us have been messed up with that situation. I'm saying that's the devil, and that's ignorance. I'm saying so somehow the so-called spirit of God and neighborhood, all this stuff like that.
Well, you got 20 years to get it right. You got 20 to 25 years to get it right. And if you can't get it right, I recently spoke to somebody we helped to get out of prison after 17 years, and she was calling and writing all this was in Florida.
Right.
And she was calling and writing all this stuff, and how she had changed so much. And the first thing that she did when she got out, she got into a situation with her cousin who was really a mainstream when she was incarcerated.
Golly.
And they ended in this story.
Oh, my goodness.
It was nice.
And that's a bad thing. But then there's a lot of us who don't want to take responsibility. See, we can't blame our young people because they're mimicking what we do.
Yes, right.
They're following the adults.
Well, the domestic violence, I believe, was taken. It's like right neck and neck with the drugs and alcohol.
Well, that's certain. What happens with drugs and alcohol is it impairs judgment.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And people make a lot of bad decisions the influence of drugs because they're high.
Yeah.
And they need to realize that. So I don't know how you can prevent that other than abstaining or now. And I'll say this. Now there's some liquor I will not drink in public. Because the nice Randy you guys know right now,
Yeah.
if you step on my toe and I think it was done intentionally, I may not take it so long. I may just go ahead and we just may have to dance.
Yeah.
So I don't drink that
Right.
when I'm in public. I may
Right.
do it privately,
Yeah.
but I'm saying those are the kind of decisions we have to make.
Yeah.
I want to make sure. I knew my mind still messed up because I had a stroke or whatever like that. But
you're fine,
for
man.
the people who have benefited and helped us in this matter, the councilman, we want to make sure that while my mind's still good, we want to make sure that we thank you guys, and girls or whatever, what I mean. Because I went to the meeting the other day at the council meeting,
The council meeting,
and they did a great job to, and what I'm saying, we also want to realize that Selma, the people, we want them to come. We want them to feel like, hey, Selma is our country, our city.
Right.
The mayor also. We want you all to come here and be a part of this, because this is what's going to. I'm not criticizing. Please,
no. So this is thinking forward. You're thinking forward.
So forgive me, because me, and when I get well, I can really complain about it, and really deal with the situation right now. But what I'm trying to say is that all of us from Selma, from GWC and everywhere else, we got to realize, not just Montgomery, I'm saying, because I've seen that happen in Montgomery.
Right.
We got to be able to do something against this, I'm saying, and we know that something can happen. You see what's going up there in New York and all these other places like that?
Yeah.
We don't want to get there, because eventually that's going to come here. Now, and I could get sick when I get well. I'll start arguing that situation.
Exactly right.
Believe me, what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not, and I'll be able to argue with them.
With the best of them.
The best of them about that situation.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, what can we do for Selma right now? So anything you can do to come in and speak for our people, I'm saying, and stop that and change that situation in the churches and everything, because eventually it's going to have to come to the point where God coming to us and dealing with our situation, because you see right now that the president, not talking about, the whole Washington situation is not trying to change the situation, and they don't even see it in terms of understanding what God can do for the people. They don't care anymore.
We have to do it. It's got to come from
they
the
work
bottom
for their
up.
own self and everything, rich and powerful people. I don't care whether you're Republican or Democrat. Let's get real now.
Right.
We need to understand that they don't care about us from saying, it's not about us.
This is what I mean about them. This is what I mean about being groomed for power. When you're groomed for power, you understand and you learn those things as you rise up the steps. You understand how that thing works, and you don't get so personal, with this stuff and I hate this person and hate that. Don't realize that has nothing to do with the price of tea in China.
So our mayor, we want you to come here. That's what I'm saying, and our citizen, my brother I grew up with and everything, and his family was in the Walter and brother Sam, or whatever like that. My memory still messing.
Sam Walker.
Oh, Sam Walker. Yeah. I miss Sam.
We want you brothers to come and speak up. You can be there that day, and you can speak. I can't talk anymore like I want to. So I don't have to speak.
Sound like you're doing fine to me.
Yeah.
This is your 10%, huh?
Yeah. I want you all to come. That's why we want you to come.
We'll get Steve, Brother Muhammad, since we've been doing this for years, we have been a few places. In fact, the situation in Minnesota, we were just about to pack bags to go to Minnesota with George Floyd.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we had an organization that actually, of course, someone doesn't know this, that sent for us a request that being in Minnesota.
Right.
See, you don't think much of what you got.
Right. Well, no, a prophet is not a prophet in his
own country, right?
Many times.
Look here, we pay all this money for folks to come here to sit down and give us a lesson with violence. Thousands of dollars.
And they're asking you to come and do for them.
Exactly. We've been doing this a mighty long time. And so where is Dr. Winfrey? Where is Dr. Nathan Knight? All these people are going to be here. I was actually trying to get my brother Winbush, Dr. Winbush, in Baltimore.
Right. I'll be back with more right after these messages.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna have to do. You know, whether it's with us, Randy, or whether it's some other people,
We're gonna have to stay focused.
Vaccine. Now is the time, and you can get all of the vaccines at any of our convenient locations. If you haven't heard, the prescription laws have changed in Alabama, which now allows local pharmacies to be even more competitive with the national chains, meeting the requirements of most insurance companies. If you had to give up your local pharmacy for a big box store, now is the time to come back home to your locally owned pharmacy. Brown Drug, Dallas Avenue Pharmacy, Med Center Pharmacy, and Valley Green Pharmacy inside Dave's Market. Locally owned with pharmacists that know you by name, caring for you and about you. All a part of the Brown Drug family of locally owned pharmacies.
If you hit a deer and need repair, call Hughes Body Shop, 334-875-4470. Located 7 miles south Summerfield Road. Your deer damage vehicle repair specialist, Hughes Body Shop.
We're with our friends at Reliable Chevrolet and GMC in historic downtown Selma, serving the area for 80 years. Barry Harker is with us right now. We're talking 2026 is just for us.
That's right, George. New Year kickoff. Hey, now I hadn't been here for 80 years, but I've been in the business for a little over half of that. But we have been located right here in downtown Selma for 80 plus years, and we're doing business, tell you, George, the old-fashioned way, working one deal at a time. We want to get to know you and your family. We want you to become part of the Reliable family. So come by and see us in the market for a new Chevrolet or GMC or even a pre-owned automobile. We have got you covered there for all your driving needs. And then same thing with service. We can do all your service work. We can do all your financing. We're, as I say all the time, we're a one-stop shop where we sell them and service and do the financing for you right here at Reliable Chevrolet GMC.
You mentioned the financing part of it, but maybe someone along the way that has had a little credit hiccup or a hardship in the past. We're looking for good people, not necessarily good credit, right?
That's right, George. We're set up with credit acceptance. They're known to help you reestablish your credit. Hey, it could be, several reasons why you have some credit problems. But as I say, it's not a problem here at Reliable Chevrolet GMC. We can get you reestablished and get you riding today.
All here at Reliable Chevrolet and GMC. Come see the difference about local treatment in Central Alabama at Reliable, where they truly have it all.
I'm trying to do a radio show right now, so I can call you back and get off this thing at 10 o'clock.
Portland.
Well, I'll call you back.
Minneapolis. Yep. There we go. Okay. 1490 WHBB. Now, we know we don't have to keep you here for the whole hour. The main thing is to want to make sure that you talk about what's going to happen on Monday. So go ahead and do your spiel to encourage folks to come out and participate.
Monday, again, Randy, Monday the 19th, the 26th anniversary Stop the Violence rally, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, March and Caravan. Of course, we said it so many times. We created the Caravan because the COVID-19, a lot of people didn't want to be just walking with other people. They prefer to be in their automobiles and what have you. And so that was created then.
I guess it's also a good way to deal with the weather too, though, huh? Exactly. If it's cold and you don't really want to be cold.
Yeah. But we expect to have in the 50s. If it's in the 50s, for me, it's okay. For other people, I don't know. But it's from Brown Chapel. And we asked it if you plan to come out and be a part of this great day, is to come prepare, believe in Brown Chapel at 12 o'clock. So you're not going to wait until 12:30 we did last year. Because we got a mandate.
Oh, like on Bloody Sunday sometime, 45 minutes later. Nobody, is going to advertise for 1 o'clock, you leave at 2.
Right, we can't be late this time. And then we'll take that journey onto Broad Street into Water Avenue at the South of Calvary Park, right there at the foot of the bridge.
Right.
Where our famous band, the Cool Water Band, will be there, present. Dr. Nathan Knight with his petition all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, and Dr. Winfrey from Birmingham, and all these other great people who's going to be there. So we asking someone to come out and support. We lost 15 people last year to gun violence. So that's what it's all about. You know, my daughter showed me the picture of the monks, and I support the Buddhist monks. I marched across the Brooklyn bridges. I was a teenager with them. I went into Yankee Stadium with the Buddhist monks, marching over them. Something crazy about the Buddhist monks.
Right.
But look at here. We got a situation right here.
We need our own peace walk.
We got an old peace walk right here in the city of Selma.
I know that's right.
We ought to come out just like we support them, and no problem with that. We ought to come out here. We have folks running all the way to Montgomery.
Well, you know what? Brother Bowen and Brother Muhammad. Brother Muhammad, you probably can remember this because you grew up here too. But I remember a Selma when, man, we used to get together and have a good time.
Yeah.
When we had parties, we would have parties. It wasn't a bunch of fighting and stabbing and shooting. We were too busy having a nice time. You might get a fight or two. You may have one or two crazy uncles that you had to put in the closet and chain up.
Yeah.
But that was in the minority, and everybody knew that was not socially acceptable.
Right. In two families, so that, those 4 or 5 of them get, hey man,
chill out. Yeah, everybody would chill them out.
Okay, man.
Yeah, and that's right. That's what I'm talking about. That's the Selma I remember.
Yeah.
I can remember when on Alabama Avenue, on any given Friday or Saturday night, there was a string of clubs. And nobody was, well, one night I did remember, one night everywhere I went, there was a fight. One night the lady hit the man so hard it sounded like a gunshot. Click the Tropical Club, the Tropical Hut. She cleared the club out. Come to find out it was a big old woman hitting the little guy with a board.
Even at the Elm, I live not, right from this building, before I get there,
And how about the Flowers Club?
Yeah. Nobody's shooting. One every 5 years or whatever, somebody might get shot.
Yeah. Well, not like it is now, So we got to get back to basics, and I guess my point is that we are basically good people.
Right.
And so
something I noticed this past election time, Randy, I don't know, maybe you saw it too. I know there were several spots where candidates was having whatever you call that coming together,
meet and greet,
whatever.
Right.
And I noticed people were coming out. I noticed. I said, "Wow, people!" LL Anderson.
Oh yeah.
I said, "People come out. We got to create something that we could come together more."
People want to know. People do want to know. I give them credit now.
We can talk more. Yeah. Because it seems as black men, what's been happening lately in Dallas County, in the city of Selma, every time we get together, it's gunplay.
Yeah, we got a few events that have happened that have been peaceful, but the ones that have the gunplay get the most attention. Right. And again, I think a lot of it has to do with what kind of an event it is. Right. I can't remember any Bloody Sunday commemorations that were violent.
Right.
Because the people that come here for Bloody Sunday are coming to honor a peaceful movement.
Right. Exactly.
It's not like a rap. It's not like a gangster rap concert.
Well, I didn't see any shooting either when the monks came through here.
Well, no shooting came with the monks. So that's what I mean. Sometimes it's about the event,
right? And
guilt through association.
Yeah.
Who's doing it?
MS now changed the name. Had a shot. They're somewhere in Georgia as we speak right now. Because they're scheduled to be in Washington, D.C., I guess sometime.
Oh, you mean the Buddhist monks? Yeah.
And they had a shot of them with the whole entire community. I'm thinking this is somewhere in Georgia.
Oh, I saw it. They had a pretty big crowd.
The entire community, I'm talking about, look like a couple thousand people, comes out to embrace these guys. And these guys are just walking. They stop their walk now.
Well, I don't underestimate the Buddhist monks and the power of spiritual enlightenment.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point. Then that's their point.
Yeah.
Is, I think we underestimate how powerful thought is.
Yeah.
And how powerful evil thoughts are.
Yeah.
That's why, the Bible tells us if you got a problem with somebody before the sun goes down, reconcile.
Exactly.
Try and make up.
Exactly.
Don't go to bed with all that hate inside of you.
Right.
Because it manifests itself. Mm-hmm. And I do believe that, we can project those negative thoughts. There's a study that was just recently done. They were doing a report on it today about animals, about pets,
Right.
and how intuitive dogs are. If a dog can sense my emotion, and I know my cats
You're
can,
right.
what in the world? What do you think happens with people?
Right.
I know my other dog when I was a kid.
Oh, you know,
I can
hey.
actually sit back and and study him.
Yeah,
you know,
he's studying you too.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly right. But you know what I want, before I forget my mindset, for Selma, we talked about Montgomery and other places like that. For Selma, from what I grew up in Selma, this is what I'm trying to say. Maybe I'm saying it the wrong way and not saying the right way I need to say it because I'm still sick, but nevertheless, we think that Selma still can, and I wrote a song about that too. I mean, Selma being the light of the world. And from a religious perspective, whatever, yes. But by the same token, from what Selma has realized it can be for Selma, we got to find a way for Selma people, not just, and I'm going to say it the right way, all people, no matter what religion you are, political situation, we got to realize that, hey, we are all people, we're all stuck in Selma. You know, in one way, on the other side, or west side, east side, or whatever like that, Selma, we got to live for Selma. And I think that our political situation got to deal with this situation and come together, not just the councilman or whatever like that, but from church understanding of the situation. Because keep in mind, no matter what, all are going to be stuck on Almighty God on this one earth, I'm saying, no matter what religion you are, I'm saying. I want you to understand that. And I'm going to say it in other ways, I'm saying, like, well, either way, we're stuck here in Selma, Selma, Alabama, on this planet.
We're all in this boat together.
Yeah, we're all in this boat together. So even if we got the difference or whatever like that, and or whatever, we got to realize, okay, we still got to work and live with each other. My brother, no matter what religion you are, come together for Selma, and the west side, the east side. All these people,
Well, I think you guys, I think you were telling me, we were talking, this is before we came on the air, it's been within the last couple of days after the city council meeting that Councilman Clay Carmichael, expressed his support, for what you guys are doing. And so those are the kind of things. That's that cross-cultural.
We want to give a shout out to him too, Randy, because sometimes we look, the small things is what my mama used to say to me, that means a lot. Okay. And so and not to say anything about other city council people, because we support them. Okay, we stand in support of the entire city council, mayor, all the way down. We support them. We embrace them. Okay, but it was just a gesture. He reached out to us as he was leaving and shook hands with us. Extended his support. And that means a whole lot.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
In our situation, what the things that we do.
Right.
Okay? So we want to give a shout out to Councilman Clay Carmichael. Okay, we want to give a shout out to you, brother.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
Appreciate you.
And that's the spirit that we've got to move forward in as a city. We all live here. And we're all basically the same thing.
We can't be separated. We can't separate ourselves. We got to stay with this program in order to get this thing to work, Randy. We want to come back here next year and hopefully we have zero gun violence. Well,
you make me think about. I think about Florida from time to time because I was deeply involved on the state level, and we one of the initiatives, the School to Work initiative that I was involved in, over a weekend in Orlando, we had people from movers and shakers from throughout the state, and we coined a phrase, and it said, all means all.
Yeah.
Just to make a long story short, it took a lot to get there. Yeah. But at the end of the day, everybody counts. Right. It's going to take all of us, whether you're if you're a genius or if you're mentally challenged, if you're skinny or fat, if you're black or white, male or female, whatever. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
All of us means all of us.
What I was saying earlier about the same thing with Selma in the whole of the United States or whatever, we are all citizens of the United States, what this Constitution says. Of course, I knew the legal situation, way to put that, I'm saying, but I'm thinking no matter what we are, what's going on in Washington, what's going on in
Chicago or Minneapolis or wherever,
people be shot. No matter what should be little to the point that you are a citizen of the United States, because if this fall apart as a government,
then we're in trouble.
We are all messed up.
Worldwide.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, and this is what they don't. A lot of people haven't wrapped their heads around. But see, you just hit the key word: citizenship. Yeah. And most of the historians that I know who've studied the civil rights movement, and that I've talked with and that I know, they all agree on one central point, and that is the whole focus and the point of the civil rights and voting rights movement was to get to be granted full citizenship.
Yeah.
To be treated as citizens.
Right.
That's what the battle has been about.
Right.
You know, and when we study the full citizenship rights of Americans, that's awesome. Why in the world do we think 8 to 10 million people and hundreds of thousands of people were bum rushing the border on Mexico to get here?
Exactly.
They were risking life. Some of them died.
But it's amazing how we see each other. Folks all the way, where's this place, George Floyd back here at not Ferguson.
That was Minnesota. No, that was Minneapolis.
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you got folks from Minneapolis, Minnesota contacted Muhammad and want us to come there.
Yeah, because Selma's symbolic. And the Evan Pettus Bridge is symbolic, and the Brown Chapel AME Church is symbolic, and so many other structures that we have here. But the city of Selma, and Highway 80, and the Selma to Montgomery March, and Bloody Sunday, regardless if you like it or not, and whether you appreciate it or not, doesn't matter. It is etched in history. That can't be changed. You can't change that.
No, can't.
You can't change the fact that our name, Selma, is known around the world.
Right.
Now, what we're going to do with it?
Right. Something like Pettus Bridge, I'm saying, and like I said, I wrote a song called Pettus Bridge, even though people want to change it, I have my little things about it.
Who in their right mind would sacrifice billions of dollars worth of advertising to reestablish a new name? Ain't nobody thinking about no new name.
You got people way in Africa
that know the Edmund Pettus Bridge
and comes in every day.
That's because I'm pushing my own agenda. Right. That's why.
Right.
Yeah. I'm pushing my own agenda.
But I'm in support of that, Randy. I think the name should be changed.
Well, that from a marketing standpoint and from a public relations standpoint, it does not make sense. And those are the same kind of folks. That's why we got potholes in the street and a crumbling infrastructure. Where there's no vision, the people perish.
Exactly. Well, we want to give this a shout out, Randy, once again, the 26th anniversary Stop the Violence rally. And we expecting Selma to turn out this time. The first rally we did 20-some years ago, we had over 100 people. We had even the mayor wasn't the mayor then. The first, I'm talking about Mayor Perkins. But he was standing along with Mark Dukes, I'll never forget, on the flatbed truck by the foot of the bridge.
Yeah, I don't mean to laugh.
Flatbed truck.
Mark Dukes.
Yeah. We had maybe 50, 60 people on that flatbed truck.
Yeah.
Just standing there.
No, I got you.
So we want to just a 26th anniversary Stop the Violence rally, Martin Luther King Day, Junior Day March and Caravan, Monday, January the 19th, 2026, Brown Chapel Church, in Pettus Bridge. Again, we want to say to you, we're expecting to have good weather in the 50s. And if you're coming out, be there by 11:30, at least by 11:15, 11:30, we can start moving at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we're told that we have to move from there at 12 o'clock. So we want to get the march and get it all taken care of and make our way to the foot of the bridge.
Well, good. I'm glad. Well, we're almost there. We've been talking about it now for several weeks. We've been talking about it for a year, actually, since last year.
Right, exactly.
And so now this is it. Anything else, Brother Muhammad?
Yeah. I'm speaking from my heart, most of my mind. Because like I said, I grew up in Selma. And even though I remember about 1,000, most people don't know, but I actually remember about 1,000 songs. But one of the songs is went in my mind more than anything. I'm saying it's about Selma. This song about Selma, and we got to find a way to do that and love Selma, and we call ourselves supposed to be religious people or whatever, and we don't want to come together as, brothers and sisters to fellowship with our people, to build Selma, and I hope to get my mind back together. I write,
well, no, you can. You may not be as smooth as you
Yeah.
want to be, but
Yeah.
you're getting the point across.
Because if they knew the song actually says about Selma, and it tells, for some famous people to write,
We're gonna have to do a special one day just on your song.
That song.
Yeah.
Let you come in
It's
and
all about
share
the
with
hood.
us.
Yeah,
It's all
okay,
about
somebody
the
who, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, it came to my mind today once. I said, "Wait, it's coming back. It's coming back."
Well,
to me.
you said
Yeah.
Hood is going to be here, but I got to find out the exact time. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow. There's an organization out of Chicago that's doing a walk across America.
Yeah.
And they just sent me the information yesterday
Right.
afternoon.
I heard about that.
Yeah, and so, but anyway, I didn't mean to. I'm gonna see if I can get them on the phone in a minute before
What's
we
that
go.
song, the hood?
The first
Verse.
verse came to my mind, and I said, "What? My mind?" It talks about the hood, whatever you make. You talk about the hood, but you made it, big and everything, and all this like that. What are you doing with the hood?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't want to get embarrassed right now, but I would like it. But I actually had my voice.
I hear you.
I said, if I came an hour or so, I said, "Well, what's going on?" But either the point is that we've got to do something to save Selma. I'm saying,
Exactly.
that's my heart. From religious people,
And we can't do it by staying in the house.
Can't do it by the house. I'm saying, you got to do for the people or whatever like that. And those of you all who think that you will continue to make Selma so great or whatever like that, and don't do anything for it, it's like anything. You don't put food in the pot. I'm saying, and it won't get cooked. Just be some water. You might want to drink some coffee.
You gotta have some skin in the game.
Right. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Let's wake up, Selma. I'm saying, not just our people, but the elected, our people who
elected officials.
The people, elected. I'm trying to say a lot at one time. But we got to bring all our people to the point. I'm saying, and let's save Selma. I'm saying, but also it's affecting the whole rest of the world, and realize the thing that they can make Selma, up there in West.
The other part of this too, Muhammad, being a minister of the gospel for so many years, one of the things that, one of the scriptures that we say, Randy, is that, I hear people out of the street quote the scripture more than I hear it in the church at times, faith without works is dead.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So you could preach all you want to preach Sunday morning.
Right.
I mean, you could preach up a storm.
I'd rather see a sermon than hear one.
Exactly. But then you're not showing up. I remember years and years ago when Reverend R. Sharpton was weighing about 400 or 500 pounds. I knew him there in New York City. Okay, I know him. He was gonna walk across the bridge. He wouldn't stop the broken bridge, stop people from going across the broken bridge. And that was a big thing because
during that time,
right? Exactly back then.
It'd be big now. That's all. That's a long bridge.
Ministers were saying he's crazy. Oh, he's a crazy man. He's this. He's that.
Yeah.
But he let that protection across the broken bridge, and he was able to do a lot of great work in New York City.
Well, he learned a lot from James Brown.
Yes.
See, he studied. He was one of the. James Brown was one of his winners.
Tawana Brawley, remember the situation with Tawana Brawley?
I remember.
Even that,
Well, and again, political maturity. We should have learned by now how to trust but verify.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's that whole process. Yeah. If people need to be groomed for power, and I guess I'm not going to get into that this morning, but we do have some organizations. From one extreme, we go from one extreme to the other. Either we don't check anything out, or we don't want, or it's like pulling teeth to get us involved.
You got to come out and meet the people.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
You got to meet the people, man.
Boots on the ground.
Yeah, exactly, Randy. If you stay in the house and you ain't gonna get it done, you got to put faith without works is dead.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir. No doubt. Okay. Well, thank you, brothers, for coming in. I'm going to take this last break and give you guys a chance to get out of here. We'll be back with the closing after these messages.
I really appreciate you, Mr. Raymond.
Yes, sir. No problem. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
For your time.
Yeah. Well, I have all intentions of being there Monday. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to map it out. But I'm going to.
I want to ask you off the air.
I'm off the air, but we're still on Facebook. Let me put this on. Let me put you on mute for a minute. Sorry, guys. He wants to say something to me privately. We will be right back.
that we have, that's 400 years ago right there. I knew it's 400 years ago.
Yeah.
But I'm saying for Selma. Okay.
All right.
For Selma here, the people, man, we got to realize.
That might be Selma. Yeah, just go straight back. In that office and look to your right. Back, straight back.
Where's back?
Going back to the office.
Okay.
That would look more like Europe or whatever like that.
Yeah, it looks like Florence or
Florence
somewhere in Italy. You know,
mm-hmm.
It looks like Italian, but they got them canal cities. I don't know how you build a city on top of a canal.
Yeah.
You know,
mm-hmm.
Gosh, but they did.
Yeah.
See, here we go. Oh.
You ain't got it yet? Which way you go to the bathroom?
Straight back, and the office is in the back, and the bathroom is. You'll see it. It's on the right. Mm-hmm. 1490 WHBB, and that is going to just about do it. I think I do have one call. You're going to have to make it quick, caller. You're on the air.
I hope now that the program is near the end that we can go on and have some discussion, because we would have loved to continue to talk about our school systems and some suggestions, because those of us who don't get out anymore, we could have had many suggestions because they called me and told me. But we just listen. We know how destructive our society has been. The repetitive discussion that we're getting from Living Board. I told you this personally, it's just killing us.
Look, people have any given time. People can call. You don't have to stick with the topic. So I hear what you're saying, but at any given time, somebody wants to make a comment, and we all know, for those who are regular listeners, people are more than welcome to bring up any topic they want, and are not restricted by whoever the guests are or what the topic is to talk about what they want to talk about. I have one. The last time, the only person I may hang up on, I get close to hanging up on you and that other brother, because every time you call, you talk about the same thing. But I don't hang up on you very rarely. Now, I'm not like J.L. Chestnut wouldn't tolerate it. When him and I worked together, he said, hang up on him, man. Hang up. I don't do that as a rule. Well, that's that's a whole nother story, but I'm just saying.
I have long-term history with people, and I'm telling you, they have never disrespected me in that manner. But I'm just letting you know, this stuff that these people are coming by, the Johnny come late laters, we know that history too.
Well, everybody has a right to having access to the court of public opinion, and your opinion, that's just one opinion. Look, thank you. I'm getting ready to hang up on you now. Got to go. All right. Thank you for listening. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the Martin Luther King holiday events. Go to as many of them as you can. If you forget, selmapostherald.com. On the home page is a flyer, and on the community calendar. It's 10 o'clock.
A plan President Trump says health insurance companies don't like.
Hold on.
I'm Anthony Fox.
Hold on 1 minute.